Welcome the Lord's chosen. When God declares, "Enough is enough, the heavens and the earth must obey," the Creator's authority surpasses all, and his timing is flawless. Scripture reminds us of this. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. The darkest storms in life often precede the brightest dawns. Diamonds are formed under pressure, stars radiate their brilliance in the deepest night, and God's chosen are refined through trials. In his infinite wisdom, God uses adversity to mold his people, turning their struggles into a testimony of his glory. Think of Joseph, a man sold into slavery by his own brothers and wrongfully imprisoned. Yet, through every trial, God was preparing him for greatness. Joseph's story teaches us a profound truth: "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50 verse 20. Similarly, every challenge you faced is not a defeat, but a stepping stone toward the extraordinary plans God has for you. Here's the twist: God isn't just rescuing you from the fire, he's refining you in it. Like gold purified by flame, your trials have stripped away what doesn't belong, leaving a resilient faith and a clear sense of purpose. The same God who brought Daniel out of the lion's den and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fiery furnace is preparing to elevate you to heights unimaginable. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, the flames will not set you ablaze. Isaiah 43 verse 2. Yes, being chosen by God is no easy journey. It often feels like navigating uncharted waters without a map. Yet it is in those moments of uncertainty that God reveals himself most powerfully. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Exodus 14 verse 14. Your faith in these wilderness seasons becomes the key to unlocking doors that no man can shut. And now, after all the tears, the prayers, and the perseverance, you are on the brink of a breakthrough so monumental that even those who doubted you will marvel. God's elevation is not just about personal success, it is a divine takeover of your life, positioning you for his glory. He has been orchestrating every detail, turning what seemed like setbacks into setups for your destiny. Remember David, the shepherd boy overlooked by his family but chosen by God to be king. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. Like David, your preparation may have been hidden, but your elevation will be public. The beauty of God's plan is that it doesn't just bless you, it transforms the lives of those around you. As your story unfolds, it becomes a living testimony of his power, drawing others closer to him. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5 verse 16. Your journey, marked by faith and endurance, will inspire hope and renewal in others. Now, let's address the fear and worry that often accompany waiting for God's promises. It's natural to feel overwhelmed when you can't see the full picture. But trust in this truth: God is always working behind the scenes. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29 verse 11. The battles you've fought are not in vain, they are the evidence of God's preparation. So, buckle up. You are stepping into a season where God's favor will make the impossible possible. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead is alive and active in your life today. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3 verse 20. This is more than an elevation, it's a divine declaration that God's promises are true, his timing is perfect, and his plans for you are unstoppable. As you rise, let go of fear and embrace the joy of God's plan. The trials you've endured will soon be overshadowed by the blessings that await. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Psalm 30 verse 5. Every obstacle you faced was a part of God's process to prepare you for this moment. Your elevation isn't just a victory for you, it's a testament to God's faithfulness. Let your life be a beacon of His love, grace, and power, shining brightly for all to see. Trust in His promises, stand firm in your faith, and watch as He leads you into a season of unparalleled breakthrough. The best is yet to come, and it's all part of His divine plan. 1. Your pain was a blueprint for your greatness. The elevation coming your way will make everything worth it. God is now saying, enough. The pain that once felt like punishment is about to make sense. Every scar you carry is a story of survival, proof of His power and purpose in your life. Every time you were knocked down but got back up, you were being shaped into someone who can't be shaken. Your struggles felt so heavy because they were meant to build strength most people never achieve. It wasn't just suffering for the sake of suffering, it was a deliberate process of breaking down what didn't belong in your future. God wasn't trying to destroy you, He was stripping you of everything that couldn't go with you to the next level. Think about it. The pain you've endured wasn't random, it was preparation. Every disappointment, betrayal, and moment you felt crushed under the weight of life was part of a plan far greater than you could see. God saw every tear you cried when no one else did. He heard every frustrated whisper and every prayer you muttered under your breath. You might have thought He wasn't paying attention, but He was taking notes. This isn't just about healing from what happened to you, it's about realizing why it had to happen. The level you're about to step into requires the wisdom and resilience that only come from surviving the kind of storms you faced. Your pain was never wasted, it was the foundation of your greatness. 2. Elevation comes with isolation first. God knows that not everyone can handle where He's taking you, and some people can't come along for the journey. Before God elevates you, He separates you. Relationships break down, friends you thought would always be there suddenly fade away, and the support systems you relied on crumble. At first it feels like punishment, like you're being abandoned when you need people the most. But this isn't rejection, it's redirection. While it feels lonely in the moment, understand this: the people and opportunities that belong to your new level are already being prepared for you. Your isolation is temporary, but the elevation it's leading to will be permanent. God is cutting ties now so they don't become shackles later. It's not about leaving you empty, it's about making room for what He's about to pour into your life. This separation isn't meant to hurt you, it's meant to protect you. There are people and situations that, if left in your life, would only weigh you down. Isolation forces you to confront yourself. When there's no one to lean on, you're left with nothing but your own strength and God's guidance. It's in those quiet moments of loneliness that you discover who you really are and how powerful your connection to Him can be. Elevation requires clarity, and clarity often comes in silence. When you're surrounded by constant noise, other people's opinions, distractions, unnecessary drama, it's hard to hear God's voice. So, He starts stripping away everything that competes for your attention. Trust the process. God never removes something without replacing it with something far greater. 3. Your enemies are about to witness divine justice in real time. The people who doubted you, mocked you, and worked against you are about to witness something they never expected: divine justice unfolding right in front of their eyes. For too long you've been underestimated. People looked at your struggles and mistakes and decided you weren't worth much. They whispered about your failures, gossiped about your setbacks, and celebrated when things didn't work out for you. What they didn't realize is that every challenge you faced was setting the stage for the breakthrough God had planned all along. Now, He's stepping in to show everyone that your story isn't over, it's just beginning. This isn't about petty revenge or proving them wrong. It's about God making it clear that His hand has been on your life the entire time. Justice isn't yours to deliver, it's His. And when He delivers it, everyone takes notice. The beauty of divine justice is that it's undeniable. The same people who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge what's happening. They'll see doors open for you that no human effort could force open. They'll see blessings pour into your life that defy explanation. But here's the deeper truth: this isn't about them. God isn't elevating you to impress or silence your enemies. He's doing it to fulfill His purpose for your life. Still, as He raises you higher, it will serve as a powerful reminder to those who doubted you that no one can interfere with what God has planned. 4. The level God is taking you to will redefine power. At this new level, you'll carry a presence that demands attention not because of arrogance, but because of the undeniable authority God has placed in you. The level God is taking you to isn't about chasing wealth, fame, or titles. It's about something far greater. This elevation is about influence that transforms lives and creates ripples of change in a world desperate for truth and balance. You're not just being elevated to lead, you're being positioned to ignite revolutions that restore justice, compassion, and truth. 5. You will no longer seek validation, you will be the validation. God gives His chosen ones. When you know exactly who you are and what you're here to do, the opinions of others lose their grip on you. The praise, criticism, or doubts of people won't shake you, because your confidence will be rooted in something unshakable, God's calling over your life. At this level, you won't just stop seeking validation, you'll become the validation. Your life will be the proof of God's favor, His power, and His purpose in action. You'll stop asking, "Do they see me?" and start walking as though it doesn't matter if they do, because God sees you, and that's enough. At this stage, your presence alone will make people stop and question, not because you're trying to prove anything, but because there's an undeniable power in being unapologetically aligned with your purpose. People will notice the glow, the peace, the certainty, and they'll realize it's not something they can give or take away. Your life will become evidence that God's hand has been at work all along. Your voice will shake foundations. When God elevates you, your voice is no longer just words, it becomes a force that cannot be ignored. It carries a weight, an authority, and a clarity that shakes the very foundations of falsehoods and corrupt systems. At this new level, God isn't just giving you a platform for personal success, He's positioning you to create ripples of truth that will reach far beyond your own life. Systems built on manipulation, greed, and oppression will tremble when you speak, not because of your own power, but because of the divine truth flowing through you. You're not just breaking chains for yourself, you're breaking them for entire communities, generations, and systems. The chains of ignorance, fear, and conformity that hold so many will begin to fall apart as your truth shines light into the darkness. This isn't about shouting louder than others, it's about speaking so authentically and fearlessly that even those who resist the truth will be forced to pay attention. This isn't confined to your immediate surroundings, it's global. Your words will reach places and people you never imagined, carrying a message that awakens the masses and sets them free. The impact you'll have will be undeniable, but it comes with responsibility. Your words will inspire, challenge, and ignite change, but they will also make you a target for those who fear the truth. Even so, the power of your voice, backed by God's purpose, will be unstoppable. It will shake the foundations of this world and rebuild them in alignment with divine truth. This isn't just about courage, it's about obedience. The resources you've been praying for, whether financial, relational, or emotional, will arrive when you least expect them, but exactly when you need them. This is not coincidence, it's divine alignment. The delays you faced weren't denials, they were preparation. God has been setting the stage behind the scenes, making sure everything is ready for your elevation. When the blessings start pouring in, they won't just trickle, they'll flood into your life with a force that reflects the magnitude of your purpose. Opportunities that seemed locked away or years out of reach will suddenly find you. Doors that were once slammed shut will open effortlessly, and connections you never thought possible will come together in perfect timing. This isn't just about feeling spiritually awakened or enlightened, it's about seeing the tangible rewards of your faith, obedience, and perseverance manifest in ways that leave no room for doubt. You'll see it in the breakthroughs you experience, the lives you touch, and the legacy you begin to build. Every no you faced before will pale in comparison to the abundance of yeses coming your way. This elevation isn't abstract, it's real, visible, and undeniable proof that what's happening in your spirit has the power to reshape your world. What you've prayed for in private, fought for in silence, and waited for with patience is about to come rushing into your life in a way that will feel almost overwhelming. This elevation isn't about arrogance, it's about assurance. It's about walking in the fullness of your identity without needing external validation to confirm it. When people see you thriving, standing firm and making an impact, they won't need to ask for proof. You'll be the proof that God's plans are unstoppable and His chosen ones are unshakable. You will be protected in ways you can't even imagine. When God elevates you, it's not just about blessings and opportunities, it's also about protection that defies logic. With new levels come new enemies, jealousy, envy, and even spiritual attacks from those who can't stand to see you rise. But here's the thing, nothing, absolutely nothing, can touch you when God has placed His shield around you. These attacks may come in many forms: betrayals, gossip, sabotage, but none of them will land. In fact, what's meant to harm you will often end up backfiring on those who sent it. Every weapon formed against you will fail, not because of luck or coincidence, but because His hand is over your life in ways you can't even begin to imagine. Your new level will expose those who never truly belonged. When God elevates you, it's not just about opportunities and blessings, it's about exposure. Elevation acts like a powerful filter that reveals the true nature of the people around you. As you rise, you'll start to notice those who never truly belonged in your circle begin to fall away. It's not personal, it's spiritual. Those who came with hidden agendas, selfish motives, or envious hearts simply can't thrive at the height of your calling. Fake friends, who were only around for what you could offer, will find it harder to keep up. Those who only sought to drain your energy, manipulate you, or keep you stuck will no longer have access to you. They can't survive at the altitude you're being called to because they're not aligned with your purpose. Relatives who've been in your life out of obligation rather than genuine love may also pull away, unable to handle the distance your elevation creates. Sometimes it's your success that exposes them. When you begin to level up, it triggers jealousy in people who were pretending to support you. They can no longer mask their insecurities or resentment, and they reveal themselves for who they truly are. This is all part of God's design. The ones who fall away were never meant to walk this path with you. God is clearing the way, preparing you for the next phase of your journey. This isn't about loss, it's about making room for the people and relationships that are meant to elevate and support you as you rise. Every person who exits your life at this level was simply a part of the pre-elevation version of you. The new version of you doesn't have space for anything or anyone that doesn't align with your higher purpose. That's the nature of divine protection. It's not just about keeping you safe, it's about making it clear to everyone watching that you are untouchable under God's watch. Every failed attack becomes evidence of His power in your life, a reminder to you and a warning to others that no force can undo what God has ordained. This protection extends beyond the obvious. People who smile to your face but plot against you behind closed doors will find their plans falling apart before they can even start. Sometimes God shields you from things you didn't even know were coming. You may never see the traps being set, but you'll walk through life unscathed because He dismantled them before you got there. This isn't just physical protection, it's emotional, mental, and spiritual. God ensures that your peace, your purpose, and your progress remain intact. Elevation may put a target on your back, but it also comes with a heavenly shield that no enemy can penetrate. God's protection is impenetrable, and your life is proof of it. You will become the answer to someone else's prayer. When God elevates you, it's not just a personal blessing, it's a divine commission. You're not just rising for your own sake, but to become the answer to someone else's prayer. As you step into your elevation, you'll find that your path intersects with those who are struggling with the very things you've conquered. Your experience will provide the wisdom, the encouragement, and the hope they need to break free from their own chains. It's as if you've been through the fire so that you can turn around and extend your hand to pull someone else out. There are people out there who have been crying out for hope, for change, for a way out of their darkness, and your story, your journey, and your survival will be the lifeline they've been waiting for. You may not realize it, but your struggle, your resilience, and your victory are the very proof someone else needs to believe that God still moves in miraculous ways. The lessons you've learned, the pain you've endured, and the strength you've gained will become the key that unlocks someone else's freedom. God elevates you not just to enjoy the blessings but to share them. Your success isn't just for your personal enjoyment, it's meant to shine a light for those still in the dark. You will become the living proof that God's promises are real, that His grace is sufficient, and that His plans never fail. Your elevation is His way of showing the world that no one is forgotten. Your life will be a testament to the fact that God is still moving, still working, and still answering prayers through you. Your life will become the proof that God is still active in the world. When God elevates you, it's not just about achieving success, it's about becoming undeniable evidence of His presence and power in the world. At this new level, your life won't be just a story of your hard work or your brilliance. It will be a story that points directly to the hand of God. People won't look at you and simply see a person who has made it. They'll see a living testament to the fact that God is still actively moving, still answering prayers, and still working miracles in the lives of those who trust Him. Your elevation isn't just for your own glory, it's for His. Everything you accomplish, every breakthrough, every victory will carry His signature, showing the world that God is still in control, still the provider, and still a source of unshakable strength. The magnitude of your success will be impossible to explain by worldly standards. People will see you rise and think, there's no way they did this on their own. This is God's doing. Your life will serve as a walking, breathing, undeniable proof of God's power, love, and justice. Every blessing you receive, every favor, every door that opens will be a declaration that God's hand is still active in the world today, and that He still works in miraculous ways through His chosen ones. Those who doubted Him, who questioned His existence or His goodness, will look at your transformation and know that He is real. You will become a beacon of hope for those who have lost faith, a reminder that God's promises never fail. You will no longer chase opportunities, they will chase you. When God elevates you, the rules of the game completely change. Gone are the days of relentlessly chasing opportunities, hustling non-stop, and forcing doors open. The season you're stepping into is one of divine alignment, where favor replaces struggle. Instead of scrambling to make things happen, you find that things begin to unfold effortlessly, as if the universe itself is conspiring in your favor. At this new level, opportunities will seek you out rather than the other way around. The doors that once seemed closed, the chances you thought you'd have to fight for, will swing wide open with ease. What you once begged for or worked tirelessly for will now come looking for you. People will start recognizing your value before you even have to prove it. Connections, resources, and breakthroughs will come to you naturally, as though they've been waiting for you to step into this moment. The hustle you once knew becomes unnecessary when you're in sync with God's plan for your life. God has been orchestrating every step of your journey, aligning everything to lead you to this point where success doesn't require constant effort, but a quiet confidence. The favors that used to seem elusive will start to find their way to you with miraculous precision. At this level, there's no need to chase, because you'll already be walking in favor. What you thought you had to earn through endless effort will now be handed to you, not as a reward for hard work, but as a confirmation that you are in the right place at the right time, doing exactly what you were meant to do. The world will start seeking you out because you're no longer just working for success, you're radiating it. You are not just stepping into a season of personal elevation, you are stepping into a divine calling that will shift the world around you. Opportunities will chase you, your voice will shake foundations, and your life will become a testimony to the fact that God is still active, still moving, and still working wonders. As God elevates you to new heights, remember that this journey isn't just about you. It's about the impact you will have, the lives you will change, and the undeniable evidence of God's power that will radiate through you. You are being positioned for greatness, not for personal gain, but to fulfill a higher purpose. Every challenge you've faced, every trial you've endured, and every victory you've earned has been part of God's master plan to prepare you for this moment. As you rise, remember that your success is His glory, your peace is His protection, and your journey is part of a much greater story. Embrace the elevation, knowing that it's not just a blessing, it's a divine assignment. The level God is taking you to will not only transform your life but will become a beacon of hope for those around you. Trust in His timing, stand firm in His promises, and prepare yourself for the extraordinary things that are about to unfold. The best is yet to come, and it's all part of God's plan to elevate His chosen ones to the heights they were always destined for.